The Chicago Bears launched their 1963 grid campaign at Green Bay against the defending NFL champions, the Packers. The Packers haven't lost at home since the Bears turned the trick in 1960. Green Bay attacks in the opening quarter, but when Jim Taylor is separated from the ball, the Bears' Richie Pettibone recovers on the Packer 33. Ronnie Bull cuts back side left end for a 5-yard. Now the Bears go in the opposite direction with Rick Caceres blasting down to the Packer 22. Green Bay holds, but the Packers cannot stop rookie Bob Jenks, whose 32-yard placement gives Chicago a 3-0 lead. The world champions come storming back with jarring Jim Taylor ripping up a 9-yard run. On the famous Green Bay power sweep, Tom Moore turns the corner and reaches the Chicago 48. Bart Starr, Green Bay's fine field general, hits the mark with a first down flip to Ron Kramer. But the Big Bear defense puts an end to this drive, and the Pack is forced to settle for a 41-yard Jerry Kramer field goal, which ties the score at 3-all. Midway in the second period, Willie Gallimore gets loose at left end and goes for 8 yards. A short flip from Billy Wade to Mike Ditka is good for a first down at the Green Bay 40. Wade looks for another receiver, but when he can't find one, he chugs along for a 10-yard gain. Again, it's Billy Wade back to throw, and again he alters the script. Billy makes tracks to the Packers' 26. A swing pass works to perfection. It's Wade to Bull, with Mike Ditka supplying the key block. Ronnie races 22 yards down to the Green Bay 4-yard line. Actions on the snap. Green Bay's Henry Jordan recovers as the Packers preserve their 3-3 standoff. The Packers are bottled up in their own territory, though, and Jim Taylor can't do much about it. The mighty Bears show no mercy as they bury Tom Moore at the line of scrimmage. Unable to run, the Packers attempt to pass, but they're foiled again as a savage tackle by McRae jolts the ball from Boyd Dowler. The half ends with the Bears and Packers still tied at 3-3. In the third quarter, the Bears gain possession on a Rosie Taylor interception. Marconi begins a goalward march with a 9-yard gain. The Bears have seldom looked better. That's Wade throwing now. Bull receiving and running hard for 21 yards to the Packer 35. Wade's passes may be short, but they're gaining long yardage. Marconi takes the screener, and Willie Wood brings him to a screeching halt at the Green Bay 18. Today, Billy Wade is riddling the fabled Packer pass defense. Wade whistles the ball to tall John Farrington, and it's goal to go Chicago. Joe Marconi spins away from the roadblock line of scrimmage, and he's in for the touchdown that gives the Bears the lead 10-3. Green Bay attempts to rally, but Bart Starr is blitzed off his feet by red-dogging Larry Morris. Starr manages to get this pass away, but the results are disastrous. Dave Witzel comes in with a diving interception, and the Bears take possession again. Later, the Packers are on the prowl again, with Bart Starr throwing to Ron Kramer for a first down at the Green Bay 35. But the Packers' comeback hopes are completely obliterated as Bill George comes up with the Bears' fourth interception of the game. A superb defensive performance holds Green Bay to a mere 3 points, and the Bears are off and running toward the Western Conference crown. Game number 2 in the grueling 14-week NFL grind finds the Bears invading Minnesota's Metropolitan Stadium to tackle the improved Vikings of Norm Van Brocklin. Early in the opening quarter, the Bears hit the scoreboard with Billy Wade and Ronnie Bull combining on a flare pattern that's worth 24 yards plus 7 points. The Vikings tie it at 7-all, but the Bears come on with a rush that finds Wade throwing to Mike Ditka for a 36-yard touchdown to highlight a convincing 28-7 conquest by Chicago. Next stop for the high-balling Chicago Bears is Tiger Stadium in Detroit. The Bears, in first place in the Western Conference, are undefeated. The Lions are 1-1. The Bears score on their first series of plays. Wade spears Angie Koya with a payoff pass, and Chicago leads by 7 points. Early in the second quarter, flanker back Johnny Morris beats All-Pro defender Night Train Lane for another Chicago tally, and the Bears are on top 14-0. Chicago is dominating the game. It's Wade to Ditka for a third TD and a 21-point Bear bow. Detroit is forced to play catch-up football, and against the Bears, this is a dangerous game. Milt Plum's pass was plucked out of the air by Richie Pettibone. And Richie really does things in a big way as he gallops back 66 yards for the play of the day. The Bears coast to a 37-21 victory as they continue on top of the Western Conference. The league leaders open at home before a standing room crowd of some 49,000, and for the first time this season, they find themselves trailing as Jim Martin's field goal gives the Colts a 3-0 lead. The Bears are still down in the fourth quarter as Rudy Bukic passes complete to Ronnie Bull. Bull falls in behind Mike Ditka, who demolishes Bobby Boyd. And this sparkling 44-yard play puts the Bears in front 7-3. Roger LeClaire clinches the game with a 16-yard field goal to cap a come-from-behind 10-3 Chicago victory. Now the unbeaten Bears go west to Los Angeles in quest of their fifth consecutive victory. Late in the first quarter, the TD parade begins with Wade and Ditka combining for a 14-yarder, which gives Chicago the lead. In the second period, Zeke Bratkowski's pass, intended for Red Phillips, is swiped by Benny McRae, and McRae goes all the way, 35 yards for a touchdown on a 14-0 Chicago margin. Following a Ram touchdown, the Bears bounce right back with Billy Wade and Mike Ditka, the featured performers again. Ditka goes cartwheeling into the end zone as the Bears pull away from Los Angeles. And in the fourth period, it's Bukic to Ditka, who tacks up his fourth touchdown of the day as the Bears pile on the points. To close the scoring, Bukic hits Bo Farrington for the final touchdown. It's their finest offensive showing of the season. The Bears bury the Rams 52-14. It's northward ho to San Francisco, where the all-winning Bears face the cellar-dwelling 49ers. San Francisco scores on its opening series of plays to assume a 7-0 edge. The 49ers add 3 more points on a Tommy Davis field goal, and with a 10-0 lead, there's an upset in the making. The 49ers have not won and the Bears haven't lost, but today David is whipping Goliath. Lamar McCann connects with Gary Knapp-Belk, and the stunned Bears are down by 17 points. A Wade to Farrington touchdown toss puts the Bears on the board, but they can't overcome San Francisco's early surge. In the upset of the season, the 49ers hand the Bears a 20-14 licking. Their perfect slate ruined, the Bears return to Wrigley Field to face their first interconference foe of the season, the Philadelphia Eagles. Leading 3-0 in the first quarter, the Bears strike it rich on a Wade to Marconi pass. Joe jets 23 yards into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown. It's 10-7 in the third period, but Willie Gallimore changes that with a 7-yard bolt into the end zone. King Hill attempts to rally the Philadelphians, but he fast finds out the rugged Chicago Bears secondary is a tough nut to crack. Dave Witzel intercepts to shoot down the Birds. The Eagles get the ball again, and Hill is still in there pitching. King can't do a thing, though, as Rosie Taylor sews up this interception to thwart another Eagle effort. Hill tries again, but King gets knocked off his throne again when J.C. Caroline makes Chicago's third interception of the fourth quarter. Sterling defensive play leads the Bears to a 16-7 win over Philadelphia. The Bears barge into Baltimore Memorial Stadium, where a packed house sits in stunned awe as the Hallis Hotshots hit heavy and hard. Wade flips to Marconi, who falls in behind Bull, Farrington, and Ditka. And before Baltimore can recover, Marconi jolts the Colts on a 63-yard gainer. Rick Caceres rips over right tackle, and the ball is on the Baltimore 8. Wade wedges his way into the end zone as Chicago leaps in front 7-0. Johnny Unitas, one of the league's premier passers, feels the brunt of the Bears' defensive brawn. Joe Fortunato intercepts to pave the path for more points. Wade lobs a short pass to Caceres. The Colts are caught holding, but that doesn't bother the Bears. Caceres scores, and it's Chicago 14, the Colts nothing. Roger LeClaire adds insurance points as the Bears down the Colts 17-7 to set the stage for their first-place showdown with the Packers. Green Bay comes to Wrigley Field for its monumental meeting with the monsters of the Midway. First place is at stake, and this is 1963's top Western Conference attraction. Opposing coaches George Hallis on the left and Vince Lombardi exchange greetings as their two great teams meet before an overflow crowd of some 49,000. Papa Bear George Hallis pins his offensive hopes on the capable shoulders of quarterback Billy Wade. The Iron Man, Mike Ditka, is Wade's favorite receiver. When Billy has to pull the string on a long one, look for speedy Johnny Morris to be on the receiving end. The evidence that the Chicago Bears are up for this game comes on the opening kickoff. The Packers receive, and Herb Adderley takes Bob Jenks' kick. J.C. Caroline sprints downfield and upends Adderley with a terrific tackle. Caroline's defensive gem put the Packers in the hole early in the game. When the Bears go on offense, Wade calls on Joe Marconi, and the bruising fullback pounds for 9 yards. The Packer defense feels the sting of Willie Gallimore, who finds a hole inside left end and makes it to the Bear 45. Adjusting his offense to combat the defense, Billy Wade goes to the air. Mike Ditka has it, and it's a 16-yard gain. The call goes to Roger LeClaire, and his 29-yard field goal attempt is perfect. The Bears take a 3-0 lead after 5 minutes. Later in the first period, the Bears mount another offensive. That's Joe Marconi bursting up the middle for 7. Chicago is demonstrating perfect ball control. Willie Gallimore skips to a first down on the Packer 34. Now with 4th and 14, the Bears summon Roger LeClaire, and Roger is true with a mighty 46-yarder. It's Chicago 6, Green Bay nothing. Bob Jenks kicks off. It's a long one that Herb Adderley gathers in 3 yards deep in the end zone. Herb builds up a head of steam and bursts up the middle, but John Farrington closes in and forces Adderley to fumble. Roger LeClaire recovers for the Bears on the Green Bay 36. The first play loses 5 yards, but Wade more than makes up for it on the next. Billy pegs to Angelo Coya for a 14-yard profit. Now watch this play closely. Perfect blocking opens a huge hole for Willie Gallimore, and the Will-O-the-Wisp is off on a touchdown tear that covers 27 yards. The Bears take a 13-0 lead at halftime. Third quarter highlights find the Bears pacing the Packers once again. Joe Marconi goes wide right for 7. Billy Wade calls for a screen pass. He flips to Marconi, and Joe takes over from there. Marconi moves for 28 yards, and the Bears set up shop on the Packer 43. Ronnie Bull gets the handoff and follows the Bears guards around the left side, cuts just right, and picks up a first down. Wade to Bull again. This time Ronnie tries the right side and adds 8 more yards. The Bears don't get a touchdown this trip, but LeClaire kicks his third field goal, and the Chicago lead swells to 16-0. In the final period, the Packers try to move the ball on the arm of Zeke Bratkowski, but Dave Witzel gets into the act with a sparkling interception on the Bear 35. Witzel's outstanding interception leads to another 3 points as Roger LeClaire boots a 35-yard field goal. The score, Chicago 19, Green Bay nothing. Bratkowski tries once more to move the Packers. Under relentless pressure, Zeke's toss is off target, and Benny McRae grabs it for Chicago. And here's Benny barreling all the way to the Packer 5 before Earl Grove belts him out of bounds. Billy Wade rolls out right, fakes a pass, and ducks into the end zone. In the closing minutes, Green Bay gets on the board with a touchdown, but it's not enough to overcome a superlative performance. Aided by 3 fumble recoveries and 5 interceptions, the Bears humble the Packers 26-7 to take first place in the West. Undisputed leaders of their conference, the Bears travel to Pittsburgh to tackle the Steelers. The Bears dispel any fear of a letdown as Billy Wade shocks the Steelers with a long pass in the opening period. John Farrington tucks it in, and this 54-yard play terminates on the Pittsburgh 1-yard line. Willie Gallimore puts the final touch to a drive that began with the opening kickoff. The Bears assume command 7-0. The Steelers tie it up, but the Bears come back with a roar. Wade pinpoints Ditka, and Chicago is 1 yard away from a score. Ronnie Bull goes in, and the Bears are on top 14-7. The Steelers are putting up a good fight, and Ed Brown leads them goalward with a pass to Buddy Dial. Looking for more time to get off his tosses, Brown throws from a spread formation. Roy Curry, rookie halfback from Jackson State, is waiting to accept the pass and races to a 31-yard touchdown. As the half ends, the score is all tied up 14 apiece. In the final period, the Steelers take the upper hand on a Lou Michaels field goal. Pittsburgh leads 17-14. The Bears desperately need a score now. Billy Wade arcs the pass to Mike Ditka. And watch this now. Mike takes off on perhaps the most spectacular play of the year. Ditka smacks into a host of dark jerseys and simply pulls his way through a maze of tacklers. He's finally pulled down from behind by Clendon Thomas at the Steelers 17, 63, exhausting yards. The fate of Chicago now rests with Roger LeClaire. He comes through with a 17-yard field goal, and the Bears salvage a 17-17 tie against Pittsburgh. Every team is loaded for Bears, and the Minnesota Vikings are the latest to try to trap the Western Conference leaders. In the second quarter, Viking rookie Ron Vanderkellen spots Gordy Smith, and the play is worth 30 yards. Tommy Wilson plunges for the touchdown as the Vikings take the advantage 10-3. We're still in the second period. The Bear offense bogs down, and Bobby Joe Green punts out of danger. Minnesota's all-pro halfback Tommy Mason finds some daylight and sprints for 23 yards to the Viking 47. The Bears are blitzing on this next play, but Vanderkellen, a carbon copy of Fran Tarkenton, scrambles out of trouble. Ron throws on the run to Gordy Smith, and Gordy gouges the Bears on a 53-yard touchdown sprint. The surprising Vikings are on their way to an upset as they lead at halftime, 17-3. The Bears offense finally ignites in the third quarter. Wade throws to Marconi, and Joe jolts the Vikings on a 29-yard play. Gallimore is turned loose, and Willie wends his way inside the Minnesota 5 as the Bears threaten to narrow that score. And Billy Wade burrows into the end zone as the Bears dig into the Viking lead. It's now 17-10. Midway in the fourth period, the Bears defense forces the break they've been looking for. Tommy Mason is separated from the ball, and Rosie Taylor recovers on the Viking 31. With Coach Hallis lending vocal support from the sidelines, Joe Marconi plows for 8. A piling on penalty cost Minnesota additional yardage. Billy Wade and Joe Marconi combine for the equalizer. It's an 8-yard touchdown pass. And for the second consecutive game, the Bears stage a tremendous rally to earn a tie. Final score, Chicago 17, Minnesota 17. The San Francisco 49ers, the only team to beat the Bears, are primed for another upset as they come to Wrigley Field. But the Bears are ready and waiting for the 49ers, and in the opening quarter, they forced Don Lisman to fumble. Ed O'Bradovich recovers for Chicago on the Bears 49. This is a crucial game, for with 2 ties on their record and Green Bay on their heels, the Bears must win. Here's Gallimore finding a lot of daylight. 51 yards for a touchdown. The 49ers bid to get even with an air barrage, but Richie Pettibone makes his 23rd lifetime interception, and this breaks the Chicago record held by Don Kent. Wrigley Field rings with the approval of 47,000 fans as Joe Marconi booms through the 49ers for a 19-yard touchdown. San Francisco adds a touchdown, but at halftime the Bears hold sway 14-7. The Bears offense builds momentum in the third period as Billy Wade passes. John Farrington has it, and before the 49ers can catch him, Big John completes a beautiful 41-yard play to the 15-yard line. Wade, who ranks with the better running quarterbacks in the league, follows Marconi into the end zone, and the Bears have a touchdown. Chicago 21, San Francisco 7. The blustery winter day hasn't dulled the Chicago defensive secondary. Rosie Taylor ties a Bear season record with his 8th interception of the year. Rosie's 30-yard touchdown pads Chicago's score to 27 against San Francisco's 7. Next opponent for the Bears, Detroit's dangerous Lions in the final game of the season. After 13 weeks of fierce competition, Wrigley Field is packed to the rafters, and rightly so, for the Bears must defeat or tie Detroit to win the NFL's Western Conference Championship. A Bear loss would give the title to the Packers. The Lions received the opening kickoff, but now they must punt. Earl Morrow booms the ball to the Chicago 22. Billy Martin takes it and eludes 4 Lions with one nifty move. Chicago blockers open the alley, and Martin makes his way down the sideline for 78 yards. But, and it's a big but, the officials have ruled that Billy stepped out of bounds at the Lion 40-yard line. The Bears accept the decision and go right to work. Billy Wade throws down and out to Johnny Morris for 16 yards. Willie Gallimore is next to answer the call. A key block by Roger Davis brings Willie loose for big yardage. The Lions stole the drive, but there's no stopping Roger LeClaire, whose perfect placement gives the Bears a 3-0 edge. Late in the second period, the Hungry Lions hijack a Billy Wade pass. That's Larry Bargo showing his heels to the Chicagoans on a 42-yard scoring excursion. The Lions, who knocked Cleveland out of the Eastern race the previous week, lead the favored Bears 7-3 at halftime. In the third quarter, the Bears rebound, and here's a key play. Wade passes to Johnny Morris for a first down on the 38. The Lions try in vain to reach Wade, who hits Joe Marconi with a screen pass. Vicious tackling grounds Joe a yard short of a first down. Billy Wade smacks into that tough Lion line for the important yardage that keeps the Chicago Flame lit. Now from his own 49, Wade spears Johnny Morris on a slant pattern. Johnny reverses his field, gets help from Mike Ditka, and it's a foot race to the end zone. Morris wins, and the Bears are back in front, 10-7. On the next series of downs, All-Pro end Doug Atkins leads an assault on Earl Morrow, which forces a fumble. Stan Jones recovers on the Detroit 37 as that superb Chicago defense continues to dominate the game. Almost immediately, Wade comes back with that same slant pass to Morris, and it works for 17 yards this time to the Detroit 22. The Lions secondary is not at full strength. Wade is aware of this, and he's been passing more than usual with spectacular results. Ditka clutches this one for a Chicago touchdown. And with a 17-7 lead, the Bears can taste that title. Roger LeClaire kicks off to Tom Watkins, who fields the ball on the 5. As Tom follows his interference to the right, Larry Glick, the rookie member of the Bears bomb squad, lowers the boom on Watkins to end the period. Now the fourth quarter opens with Morrill passing to Gale Cogdill, who fights his way to a first down on the Lions' 30. The Bears put the heat on Mr. Morrill, but he manages to make a connection with Nick Pietrasante. It's another first down for the Lions, who aren't conceding anything. Morrill lays one on the line to Terry Barr, who almost loses the handle but hangs on for 6. The Chicago secondary finds trouble stopping the Morrill to Barr combination. Terry takes the ball away from Benny McRae for a first down on the Bears' 20. On a delayed handoff, Tommy Watkins breaks into the open, and it's goal to go for the Lions on the Chicago 4-yard line. On second down, Morrill looks for Terry Barr and finds him in the end zone. The pressure is tremendous now as the Lions narrow Chicago's lead to 17-14. Uh-oh, he's still holding on. The Bears need at least a tie to win the Western Division Championship. With 3 minutes and 22 seconds to play, the Lions work the delayed handoff to Watkins again. Tommy almost goes all the way, but Roosevelt Taylor and Benny McRae combine to check his flight. Now Detroit challenges the Bears with short passes. Morrill and Cogdill manage 5 yards on this play. The Lions are on the Bear 27. Doug Atkins doesn't let Darrell Sanders prevent him from ruining this pass play, but Chicago fans remain on the edges of their seats. The Lions have 2 more opportunities to score a touchdown. Benny McRae slices that to 1 as he breaks up a Morrill-LeBar combination. On fourth down, Ed Obradovich deflects Morrill's pass as the Bears preserve their slim lead. Chicago fails to make a first down, and the Lions have the ball again on their own 33. 53 seconds remain. A now desperate Earl Morrow passes to Terry Barr. Benny McRae comes up and slams him to the ground. The Bears defense sets a new team record with 39 interceptions as Davey Wetzel makes this clutch interception and streaks 39 yards to make that final score 24-14 Bears. And for the first time since 1956, the Bears are the Western Conference kings. The NFL title game matches the immovable object, the Chicago Bears, against the irresistible force of the Eastern Conference champions, the New York Giants. It's the league's finest defensive team facing the top offensive team. Y.A. Tittle sparks the Giant assault in the very first quarter with a screen pass to Morrison. Joe eludes one tackler, but that's all. Benny McRae cuts him down at the Chicago 28. The Giants pry open a hole for Morrison, who explodes for 7 yards before the Bears bolt the door. Tittle uses Morrison a third straight time. Joe obliges by picking up a first down on the Bears' 16. The league's leading passer fakes to Morrison this time and throws to Frank Gifford for a touchdown. The last time these two teams met for the title was 1956 when the Giants jolted the Bears. Leading 7-0, New York is going for more. Tittle fakes to his right, aims a screen pass to King. Larry Morris makes a key interception, and here he is returning 61 yards before Dess overtakes him on the New York 6. This play was one of the many reasons Morris was voted the outstanding player of the game. Billy Wade feeds the football to Ronnie Bull, who cuts inside Ted Karras' block and gets to the 2. In the final play of the first quarter, Wade follows Mike Pyle into the end zone, and the championship game is squared away at 7-7. And the Wrigley Field faithful are delirious. Roger LeClaire kicks off to begin the second quarter. Waiting for it on the 14 is Eddie Dove. Dove hightails for 24 yards before Jim Cadillo drags him down. Joe Morrison, making a pest of himself, reaches midfield before he's hauled down. Y.A. finds Aaron Thomas in the open as Richie Pettibone gambles and loses on an attempted interception. The play is worth 36 yards, putting the Giants on the Bear 14. Tittle sends Phil King up the middle, and King blasts to the Bears' 9. King batters his way to the Bear 5, but now the Chicago defense becomes as sturdy as the Rock of Gibraltar. The Giants are forced to go for a field goal. Don Chandler's kick is true from the 13. New York carries a 10-7 advantage into the third quarter. Roger LeClaire gets things started by kicking off to Hugh McElhenney at the 7. Hugh sidesteps J.C. Caroline and a host of other Bears as he tears for 47 yards. Roosevelt Taylor is the one Bear hurrying Hugh cannot avoid. The Bears have Tittle's downfield receivers under tight cover, and Y.A. goes to his safety valve, Joe Morrison. Morrison drops to a first down at the Bear 35. Tittle keeps plugging away with passes. It's in the air. Davey Witzel intercepts as once again the defense is responsible for turning the tide in Chicago's favor. And now Billy Wade drops back from his own 26 and passes over the screen to Joe Marconi. Joe creates plenty of mayhem in the Giants secondary as he blasts through for 19 yards. Wade sticks to a winning combination with the help of Joe Marconi. They click for 34 yards now as the Bears threaten from the Giant 21. When the drive stalls, Roger LeClaire attempts a field goal from the 28, but it's a bit wide, and the Giants cling to that slim 10-7 lead. Later, Tittle attempts to connect with Joe Morrison, but Ed O'Bradovich chalks up another important interception here, and the Bears are just 14 yards away from a score. Ronnie Bull is called on to try to sweep the end. Bull manages only a yard as Erich Barnes comes up quickly to make the tackle. The big play for the Bears sees Wade spear Mike Ditka on the third down pass, and Ditka carries it to the Giants' 1-yard line. Billy Wade bulls into the end zone to climax the drive and put Chicago on top 14-10. But the battle has not been won. There's a full period to play, and this powerful Giant offense is capable of exploding at any moment. Later, time is running out on the Giants. Tittle connects with Aaron Thomas. 1 minute, 24 seconds remain as Thomas gets to his own 26. Tittle, still the cool, efficient passer, connects with Hugh McElhenney. Hugh was gang tackled after 8 yards. Tittle, a stickler for sticking with a play that worked, hits McElhenney for a first down at the 46. The Giants are on the march. With 32 seconds left, Tittle completes his fourth pass. This one to Frank Gifford, who is stopped on the Bears' 39 by Benny McRae. And now 10-second show on the clock as Tittle steps back from the Bear 39. He fires, go over to Del Schaffner, but YA is off the mark, and Richie Pettibone makes the biggest interception of his career. Time runs out, and the Bears win the World Championship 14-10. Hey, hey! George Ellis's Monsters of the Midway have accomplished what they set out to do almost 6 months ago. For the first time since 1946, the Chicago Bears are the champions of the world. A great climax to a wonderful season for the grand old man of football, Papa Bear, George Halas.